has been talking with us in the first half, and he has brought a distinguished guest along with him today that we're excited to talk with. And with that said, you're listening to us, of course, on AM 1060, and you can go online at 1060wmel.com. And if you're a veterans organization that has important announcements to make, you can call in here at 321-241-1060. That's 321-241-1060. And I encourage you to keep that paper and pencil handy. And so let's rock on with the second half here. And we've got Dr. Scott Fairchild with us, a noted expert, particularly in the PTSD realm.
Hey Glenn, it's great to be back, and it's great to talk about some things that are going to help our veterans out there. I do want to close up a little bit on our last segment there. We had a chance to talk about all those numbers on the VA budget, and they sometimes seem like mumbo jumbo.
Yeah.
But how does that translate to you? We want each and every one of you to make the VA accountable. The Government Accounting Office, of course, identified that accountability was a key issue. We don't want all of those additional dollars going to conferences and going to middle-level managers at the VA. We want that money to get down to the troops who need it. Instead of having one appointment every 3 months for mental health, we'd like an appointment every couple weeks. We'd like some programs that get out there and take care of our veterans, so some groups that can be effective. So keep the pressure on. It's your tax money, it's your service, and demand accountability for the benefits and the rights that you deserve. Well, let's move into Heal the Warrior, Heal the Country. And so many times we talk about post-traumatic stress disorder. We talk about how it wreaks havoc in our lives, how it wreaks havoc with wives, how it wreaks havoc with children, how it wreaks havoc with loved ones. There's so many things that post-traumatic stress disorder causes, the ripple effect throughout the nation, taking away from work environments as well. And today, we're fortunate to have with us a veteran who served proudly in the Air Force and developed some PTSD. And for the purposes of today, we're just going to call him Falcon. So Falcon is with us today. And we've got some good information on some different programs. You know, we talk about going to the VA and coming out of the VA with a bag full of medicine, or we talk about using some varying techniques like EMDR and Alpha Stim and some other things. Well, we've got some exciting information for you today, and that information is on a program that Falcon participated outside of the country. And he went to that program for a week. And it turned his life around. In fact, on the way over, he said it saved his life. So without any further ado, I'd like him to tell you a little bit about what his life was like before he participated in this program. So Falcon, what were things which direction were you going, and what were things like before this?
Before I took the plant medicine ayahuasca, my life was in a turmoil. I was basically in a dark hole by myself. This picture with your gun and your uniform on, just looking around and no one's there to help you out. I went to substances to try to solve my issues. Started with alcohol, then it went more into harder drugs. That wasn't the answer. I was looking for something. I was looking for some sort of peace inside of my heart and inside of me, to where I can live my life and to move on.
And that's so often the truth with so many veterans. When that pain gets so intense and the crazy medications don't really seem to be doing anything for it other than giving you side effects, you end up turning to a way to just numb it so that you don't have to feel it anymore.
Yes, I was actually just had an appointment and talked to my doctor, and I basically told him what I did, and he supported it actually over at the VA clinic here. And he's like, well, I'm glad you did that, because we threw the whole book at you.
So, that's right. Everything we had.
And he was excited about it. He actually said he's going to do some research on it himself and may extend it to other veterans as well.
That is so encouraging. Now tell us a little bit about how it impacted your family, how it impacted your finances, how it impacted even your car insurance.
Oh, boy. Well, basically I lost everything I've ever worked for. I've served my country proudly, and I've acquired things, and you know, I lost everything. I lost homes, cars, thousands and thousands of dollars, probably 200 or more thousand. I mean, just lost a lot of money. And I lost my dignity and my self-respect, you know, the most. I lost my identity. Who am I? You know, what am I? Why am I here for? And basically, I was walking around the streets of Melbourne, Cocoa, and with just my bag and my medical records, walking the streets like a homeless. I was homeless. And ironically, yeah, I had my VA medical records in my backpack.
Wow.
And I did get, you know, get caught close into some dangerous situations, but and my life was flashing before my eyes a lot. But basically, I took this plant medicine and it just changed everything.
It was amazing to me. I know when you told me that, you know, being involved in that kind of environment and being involved, you know, with the substances, you know, there were times that you're like, you know, where did I leave my car?
Right.
And it got so bad, it got to the point, and that actually your insurance company said, okay, we're not going to insure you anymore because you've lost too many cars and you don't remember where you left them.
Exactly. I just basically was giving cars away.
Yes, yes.
Like I was changing my shoes, I was changing cars.
Right, right. And you can get in a situation like that and not even realize it. And you feel like you are at the bottom of the barrel and you're taking your medicines and you're going to whatever meetings that you have once every 3 months or so, and it's not doing it for you. So all of a sudden, you heard about something new. And where did you hear about this? Falcon?
Actually, my family knew that something needed to be done. I have a very small family, but my brother Facebooked me about ayahuasca. It's a plant-based medicine. It's been used for over 5,000 years. I think in the 70s, you know, we were trying to use it here, but it's somewhat, I guess, I don't know what happened. It kind of broke apart, but it's not synthetic. It's straight from the ground. It's basically a root and a bark of a tree. And they just boil it and you drink it.
And you had to go to Kissimmee to find this, right?
No. Peru. I had to go to Cusco, Peru. And it was a trip where I wasn't expected to take. But I was at that point where, you know, if I didn't do this, I was going to die. I was going to die, or I was going to go to jail for a very long time. So I chose, I wasn't ready to throw in the towel yet. I wanted to live my life, and I deserved to live a normal life.
You do.
So I bought that ticket, and I just ended up opened my eyes, and I'm in Peru.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an experience. And had to be a little bit scary for you, stepping into a foreign country to try something you just heard about.
Yes.
And to go into this program. And tell us a little bit about it. I mean, as you arrived, I mean, you're landing in Peru. What's going on?
Landing in Peru, just got my backpack on me, and just have a little MapQuest paper I Googled before I left.
Right.
And some guy said, hey, need a cab? I'm like, yeah, jumped in this cab, and we're flying down the streets of Peru, and I'm like, I'm just looking for this hotel. Got the hotel, contacted the rehabilitation center is what they call it, the spiritual rehabilitation center. And it's all spiritual based. And basically the people are very, very helpful. It's called Etnicas of Peru. They have shamans there we're spiritual leaders that will guide you. And as soon as you get there, they explain to you about the medicine, where it came from, how long it's been used. They give you a spiritual cleanse to totally clear all the negativity that's in you. They filter it out of you, and they pray for you. And they also then tell you, okay, tonight's your ceremony.
And where did you find out about this program that made you go to Peru to give it a shot?
My brother told me to try this medicine called ayahuasca on Facebook. And I was like, what is this?
Wow.
And my wife actually pushed it. She was like, I came home one day, you know, out of my mind, and she's like, you need to try this medicine.
You kind of go into it with the attitude of, gosh, I've tried everything else, and, you know, what could it do? It can't hurt. And, you know, so all of a sudden you're in this position. I thought one very interesting thing that you told me on the way over here was that, you know, you mentioned it being a spiritual a spiritual journey. And I thought it was very impressive to me that you said people can come there from all walks of life and all spiritual beliefs,
Yes.
whether it be Buddhist or Christian or Catholic or whatever spiritual background you have.
Yes.
And your spiritual background incorporates. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus and God, and basically, during the ceremonies, I had my Bible with me.
Perfect. Beautiful.
Because I didn't want to, I had that feeling like I didn't want him to think that I was turning my back on him.
Sure.
But so I still focused on him, and I actually, for 4 hours during the ceremony, it was with me.
That was amazing because a lot of our members of the audience out there will hear the word shaman and it gets you a little anxious and gets you a little concerned. But I thought that was such an important part of the program that you bring your faith to the program, and it's your spirituality that is enhanced by participation in this program. Now I understand there's also. They add some other things as well. Is there some, in addition to taking the medicine, is there some other, are there some other things that you participate in too?
Well, yes, I would just, the experience itself is words cannot explain the experience itself. I did a 3-day or 5-day, you do 3 ceremonies.
Mm-hmm.
The first ceremony in the ayahuasca realm, they speak of, there's a moment of death. And you actually literally feel like you passed away. And basically that's your old you.
The death to the old self.
Yes. And not everybody experiences that, but I did. I had my death on that day, and I do remember dying.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ceremony lasts 4 hours, so about the second, I don't know, remember, but somewhere in there, I couldn't move anymore, and my eyes were I was just sitting there, and the shaman, they're very experienced, and they know when a person has the ayahuasca death, and he said, "Mira aquí este mote." In Spanish, he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
So then he said, "Oh, Jose, come with me." And the shaman prayed for me. And then that's when I spoke to Jesus, and I asked him to forgive me for all of my sins and to just live. I want to live a new life. And of course, my military background was in there. And he said, "Let it go." He's like, "You have to move on."
You have to move forward, and you have to move up the road. What a remarkable story. Tell us a little bit about, now, how has that changed your life? Now you're able to keep track of cars.
Yeah.
Okay, but tell
That's
us,
good.
tell us really, how has it affected the way you eat, the way you drink? How has it affected your taking substances? How has it affected your family? How has it affected your body, your exercise? Tell us all about it.
Ayahuasca, since after my ceremonies, ayahuasca has 100% changed my life. I don't have to try to eat healthy. It's something that's just in my brain. It works on the subconscious, and it clears a lot of garbage out. And when I wake up in the morning, I just want coconut water. It's pretty
Healthy.
weird, and I want to eat raw food. I want to eat healthy. I want to put things in my body that are pure, and that will give me the natural energy to take care of whatever I want to do in life.
Natural in the truest sense. I just saw a story on the news the other night about how everything in the food store says natural, and it isn't. But natural in the truest sense, raw from the earth, as the earth gives it to you.
Yes, sir.
Amazing. That is super. And so I heard that you got into something a little different. Instead of riding down around in the bad parts of town, you've been riding something that has 2 wheels on it, a bicycle. Tell us about that.
Well, it's kind of a symbolic. I could have got a car. I could have gotten a car a long time ago and chose not to. I felt like the next time I purchase a vehicle, I want to feel like I'm ready to purchase a vehicle. Mm-hmm. So I decided to invest into a road bike, and I road bike everywhere. And there's rainy days and there's windy days, and guess what? I'm riding my bike because I'm like, I'm not getting in that car again until I know I'm ready. And I've cried riding my bike. I've gotten emotional. I've thought about things, and it just made me filter a lot of things out. And I just recently purchased another car, but it's like my family even said, "You deserve it. You deserve it."
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing, and Falcon doesn't just ride to the public store here. I was pretty impressed. He rides from Melbourne down to Vero Beach, and how far is that?
I think it was like 125 miles.
Yeah.
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 Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Did it in 4 hours.
Well, I can't even get around the block on a bicycle anymore, so.
Tell us what it's done to your body. I notice there's seems to be less of you.
I've definitely cut a lot of weight. I think it's the diet and the hydration and happened to be on that bike. I didn't mean to like be fit. It just happened. I mean, riding the bike and I don't know. I'm just the healthiest I've been in my whole life.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing, and that has an impact on family members and children, and people that you connect with and relate to, extended family. It has a positive impact, and people say, "Wow, this is the Falcon I knew." When he was in his 20s. Absolutely, and do you feel as though you've got a little bit of a better perspective on what happened in the military as well, because I know you as a super trooper on active duty. I know you as a person who's dedicated to duty. I know you as a person who's a leader of men and others. And so, has it reinstilled some of that in you, or are you kind of taking it one day at a time?
There's a vision I have with that, what you said. Like when you're basic training, you're just picture yourself. You come in kind of sloppy and raggedy, and then when you at graduation, you're clean as can be, and you're stout. Well, ayahuasca for me was like I went back to basic training, and basically it broke me down, it built me back up. And I kind of have this picture of myself like in my blues or something, but I'm older now, and I still have that little welt in my eye, tear, you know what I mean? But I'm stronger now, my chest is out, and my head's up, and that's how it did it. And ayahuasca did take me back to my experiences in Iraq. Every step, every experience, it took me to that moment, and it didn't make it like go away or anything, but it took me there, and basically the medicine was saying, yes, that happened, yes, this happened. Time to move. I don't say move on. I want to say that, but it just said time to live your life
and let it go.
Let it go.
Amazing. Just an amazing form of treatment that we often don't hear about here in the United States. And so, and a lot of our listeners out there are probably saying, okay, so where do I get the $300,000 to participate in this? But let's get an idea of what, obviously it's not covered by Blue Cross Blue Shield and TRICARE. But let's talk about the expense in terms of return on investment here. I understand they have 3-day, 5-day, and 3-day, 5-day, and 7-day treatments.
Yes.
And I understand now I think when you went, you said it was $700 for 5 days.
Yes, sir.
I see the 3-day one is $525, and now the 5-day one is now $875. And the 7-day one is $1,300. Now, I had not heard much about the beautiful wonder of the world down there, Machu Picchu, which is a beautiful place. The 7-day adventure includes a trip to Machu Picchu, which, from my perspective, when I saw the pictures, $1,300 alone it's worth it just to see Machu Picchu.
Definitely.
So, tell us a little bit about the cost and airfare and all of those things. Is it within the reach of our veterans who are being treated?
Yes, I would say it depends, but I'm saying for me it was. I mean, I think about all the money I spent on beer,
and
the weekend, and drugs on the weekend, and that was probably a week's worth for a ticket. And I did the 5-day personally because I didn't want to feel like I was stuck in the mountains for too long.
Sure, understandable.
But 5-day was perfect for me. There's a 3-day. It's totally doable. I would, if you have to save for it a little bit at a time, but you have to remember that this investment is going to change your life forever. I mean, it's totally the way you think, who you are. It's just a brand new life for you.
Where can people go and get the information about enrolling in the program down there?
The program's called ETNICAS. It's ETNIKAS. It's a clinic of integrative medicine in Cusco, Peru. If you look at that, I guess if you Google that, it'll come up with the.
It will come up with a page, and there's actually an address there as well.
Yes, it's www.etnikas, ETNIKAS.com.
Amazing. And now I understand that there might even be some local places that you can continue your Etnikas type journey. And I understand that they might be relatively close by. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Now, this one here came about just because when you do ayahuasca, you deal with Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the spiritual woman. It's Earth, the loving of the land. You know, being recycling. You know, taking care of. You know, being environmentally friendly. Basically, something was telling me you need to learn a little bit more. Let's go a little deeper. And I was like, I have to go all the way to Peru again. It's like, oh man. And a company called Soul Quest came up, and they're based in Orlando, and they have ayahuasca ceremonies. So,
There you go, close by.
yeah, it's right there, and that's really going to help a lot of us locally here if you really want to try this medicine out.
So that might be, do we have an email address or a name of that organization that we can share with our listeners?
Yes, the website for the Orlando-based is www.soulquest-retreat.com.
A lot of good information, there. And we're going to have Falcon read something for us here in just a closing minute here. I want to point out also that if, I always say heal the warrior, heal the country, the severity and the extent to which our veterans suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder is in direct proportion to our culture's willingness to welcome home and care for its warriors. So often we don't welcome home and care for our warriors. The ceremony in Peru is a welcoming home and caring for our warriors. Edward Tick, a great author, has written the book Warriors Return, Restoring the Soul After the War. I would encourage you to read that. It talks a lot about bringing all the pieces together and putting our warriors back together, taking care of them because they've done such a great job of taking care of us. I would like for Falcon to read a little statement here that he's put together to encourage you as other veterans and family members of veterans to look forward, to be positive, and pass that good information on to us, Falcon, if you will, please.
I have an obsession for greatness. There are people that say obsession is a bad thing. I say drinking myself to death was a bad thing. Pushing my drug of choice to the limits of death was a bad thing. Not seeing myself as worthy of living a normal life or to have nice things is a bad thing. Losing everything I have ever worked for, homes, cars, thousands of dollars, is a bad thing. But ayahuasca showed me that I still have everything I have ever really needed. My wife, my children, and most of all, my life. So I say to veterans out there that are suffering to the brink and deciding life or death, choose life. Because it takes courage to let things go. You have to have faith to believe that what's in front of you is greater than what was behind you.
Wow, so powerful. Thank you so much for your testimony, Falcon. We so appreciate the changes in you. We encourage others to step forward as well. Glenn, thank you for the opportunity to share this.
Oh, my pleasure. That was a powerful statement, by the way. I really enjoyed that. And I'm so happy for you that you've improved your life immeasurably. And I can tell from just looking at you while you're talking about it how much this means to you and how happy you are now living your life to the fullest. So with that said, I want to thank Dr. Fairchild for being here today. As usual, you offered fantastic insights and even took over my job as
the co-pilot.
As a co-pilot,
There
that's
we
right.
go.
2 co-pilots, no pilot on the ship today. I want to remind you folks again, the Veteran Crisis Line is 1-800-273-8255. Press 1 for veterans, 1-800-273-8255. Press 1. And as always, don't forget, think of that.